It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another live stream Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 115. So of course, tonight is the night. We're getting into the mid-season finale of Season 9. I am very excited, very stoked for this episode. And it looks like it's going to be a creepy-ass episode and I'm excited. Alright, and I'm sorry for being a bit late. I was just stuck in traffic, so yeah. But I'm here now and let's just get right into this. Let's get into the questions. Noah Jig75, hey Ash, really excited for the episode tonight. How have you been doing with spoilers for tonight's episode? So far I haven't seen a single spoiler and I'm glad that I haven't. I did get a spoiler for tonight's episode and I'm disappointed, but at this point I don't know what I can do other than shut down live stream altogether. That's the only way I can get away from it. Because the main death from tonight's episode is more or less spoiled for me, and I don't know. I mean, I'll have to kind of think about what I can do from my end to stop the spoilers, but at this point it's been spoiled for me, and there's been a lot of stuff spoiled for me throughout not only this season but the past 2 seasons, so I don't know as a content creator what else I can do to stop them other than just say this is a no spoiler community and just block people who put spoilers, and maybe it'll stop in the long run. But yeah, no, I haven't been able to, just to answer your question, I haven't been able to stay away from spoilers because people spoil it for me on the chat. That's just the brutal honesty. Or yeah, that's just me being brutally honest. Ronnie Thomas, hey Ash, hi, how are you? Glad you could join. Ronnie Thomas, first question, do you think Negan will escape tonight? I think so. If you go back to my predictions for tonight's episode, I do have Negan escaping as one of the plot points for tonight's episode. So, do I think he's going to escape? Yes, I think so. And I'm just going to change the thumbnail here for the live stream because it's still the old thumbnail for some reason. I hope that fixed it. I don't know. You could tell how rushed this live stream was because I just got in and started this stream right away. I didn't even have time to do a thumbnail for the stream. So it still has the old thumbnail. I did create it. I just don't know if it updated it correctly. Alright. HAYT Abbott, hey Ash, can't wait for this episode. Possibly the scariest we'll ever see. So much creepiness. Yes, absolutely. And we might get some whispering. I'm just saying. We probably will. We saw it in the trailer anyway, so I think we'll see even more whispering than what we saw in the trailer of the next episode. Ronnie Thomas, do you think Michonne and Carol will have a scene together? Michonne and Carol. Well, yeah, I think so. They're both going to be at Hilltop in tonight's episode, so I think so. They haven't had a scene together, have they? But I think they will. Noah Jinx 75. Also, what time does Walking Dead come on for you? I live in Central Time, so it comes on in about 3 hours. Same here. It comes on in 3 hours as well. So where I am, I'm in the west side of Canada, so the time zone I have is Mountain. So it's going to be 7 p.m. for us here. So it's like 3:40 p.m. right now. So it's in about 3 hours. Ronnie Thomas, so let me go back. Ronnie Thomas, for you, if Glenn was alive, do you think he would have gone with Maggie or he would stay at Hilltop? I think he would go wherever Maggie went. And, you know, he would just follow through with Maggie's decision. Do I think Maggie would have left if Glenn was there? Maybe not. Do I think her story would have been absolutely different than what we have right now with Maggie? Absolutely. Do I think Glenn's death has made Maggie a stronger character? Yes, absolutely. Nova Jinx 75, Negan escaping tonight because of Father G would be appropriate because he's known for his recklessness as seen back in Season 5 at the church and leaving the Alexandria gates open for the walkers. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of maybe if they knew at that point, it's like they're planting the seeds. I don't think they would have known back when Gabriel was introduced that they were going to do this. But for season 5, him leaving the gates open, I think at that time they had a pretty good idea what they're going to do with Gabriel. And I think that they were planting the seeds for what might happen in tonight's episode back in season 5. That was the end of season 5. So yeah, at that point, I think they would have known more or less what's going to happen with Negan's story long term. At least the main point. You know what I mean? Negan would be introduced. He would do this. He would be in a cell. And this person would leave the gate open for him to get out. You know, long term, I think they might have had that idea. And they could have planted the seeds for that. AJYT Abbott, I hope season 9 will be... Or I hope episode 9 will be titled Whispers into Scream. Yeah, I hope that's what they do. It's the most appropriate title for that episode. Tom himself, you so special, Ash. Much love and respect. Thank you. I appreciate the love and the respect. Ronnie Thomas, I miss Rick. I do too, but think about it. We're like 3 episodes in after Rick left. And I don't know about anyone else, but for me, I haven't felt Rick's void or his gap in the show as much as I thought I would. You know what I mean? Of course I miss him. Of course there's certain scenes I'm like, it would have been cool if Rick was around, but I haven't seen myself saying this show sucks now because Rick is not there. You know what I mean? And that's a good sign. J. Rod Z, hello, how are you? Ronnie Thomas, for you, should Gabriel die so Rosita and Eugene can hook up? No, not necessarily. They could still have Eugene and Rosita hook up with Gabriel being there. Of course, they would need to change a few things, but they could still make it work. They don't need to kill Father Gabriel. Brad Lori, Nova Jinx 75, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna block you. Hide user on this channel. No spoilers, please. Like, seriously. It's ridiculous. No spoilers. Ronnie Thomas, do you think Rosita will be angry if Negan escapes if Gabriel is responsible for his escape? I think she will be pissed off at him, but I don't know how pissed off she's going to remain because Father Gabriel seems to know how to smooth talk his way through things now. You know what I mean? AJYT Abbott, oh, for fight's sake. Yeah, absolutely. That was uncalled for, Brad. And, you know, I hid your comments forever, basically. You're hidden completely. No spoilers on the channel. AJYT Abbott, Brad, in the words of Ash, this is a spoiler for the community. Absolutely. I mean, what he said was already spoiled for me, so it didn't do too much for me anyway, because some other a-hole spoiled it for me, but others, it might have spoiled it for them. So not cool, Brad. Alright, now that I'm caught up with the questions here, let me just see if my thumbnail is updated. I don't know why, but the thumbnail is bugging me. Yeah, there we go. Now that's the thumbnail. Alright, I am back. And I do want to talk a little bit about the new segment that we introduced, the, what's it called, suggested videos. And that's something that we have as part of the Friday night live streams. But, you know, it was a hassle trying to make it work, trying to figure it out. So I do have a little bit of stuff to say about that at the end of the stream. So if you know about that, if you are interested in participating, or if you want to know what's going on with that, stay tuned till the end of the stream. Ronnie Thomas, when Daryl sees the whispers, how do you think he would react? I think there will be a mixture of confusion, anger, and just maybe, yeah, confusion and anger. I think that sums it up pretty well. NovaJinx75, in order to avoid spoilers, you would have to stay off of social media altogether. Yeah, absolutely. And as a content creator, I don't know if that's possible. So yeah. AJYT Abbott, did you look at the spoiler Nova? Don't discuss the spoilers here, guys, please. I know some of you are into the spoilers and everything, and I'm okay with that, but just don't bring it into the live stream. At least, you know, I don't want it in the comments either on the channel, but whatever. If it's there, it's there. But at least not on the live stream, because pretty much I can't get to it in time, so it's gonna spoil it for someone at the end of the day. NovaJinx75, I decided to read what happened to the Whisperers in the comics, and I was a little bit disappointed with their fate. I hope they change it up like they did with Abraham's death in the comics versus TV. Yeah, the thing about the Whisperers in the comics, they had an exciting, epic introduction in the comics. Just absolutely amazing. But then it died down from there. And the conclusion of their story was very underwhelming. So yeah, I hope that they change it and remix it. AJYT Abbott, yeah, I was just making sure he didn't see it. Yeah, thank you. Ronnie Thomas, imagine Rick was captured by the Whisperers instead of the helicopter now. How would that play out for you? I don't think that would have worked. If they were going to do that, they would have to kill him. And I don't think that that's the right death for Rick. AJYT Abbott, Daryl will probably be like, what the hell? Yeah, absolutely. I think many people watching tonight will be like that. Even if you know about the Whisperers, I think you will be. Like, what the hell is going on? Let me actually, I completely forgot, but let me do something here before we continue. I usually like post on Twitter and Facebook for the channel that we're live, but I did this live stream so quick that I just forgot about that completely as well. So let me do that just in case there may be some people that will see it there and they want to join here. So you can still ask your questions. I'll get to it in a couple minutes here. All right, let me copy the link of our stream here, post to Twitter and Facebook. Let's see, make sure that's good. Seems good. All right, I am back. Let's see, what did I miss? I missed a bunch. Ronnie Thomas, Daryl versus Alpha. Who's excited? Oh, who's exited? Excited? I'm not sure I understand that question well. AJYT Abbott, yeah, re-ask that question because I don't know exactly what you're asking. AJYT Abbott, yeah, I can't wait to see non-comic readers' reactions. Absolutely. AJYT Abbott, I think Michonne should face off against Alpha. Yeah, I think that's what they have. Think about it. I think this is what they're planning. Michonne versus Alpha, Daryl versus Beta. That's probably the structure of what they're planning to do in the next half of the season and getting to season 10. Ronnie Thomas, I want to see more of Henry tonight too. I think we will. I think we'll see a bit more of Henry. I think it's not completely out there for us to predict, based on the comics and the fact that they're giving Carl's comic storyline to Henry, that we might end up seeing Henry going somewhere that we don't expect. I don't want to reveal it or spoil it for non-comic readers, but I think he's going to end up somewhere that he or many people might not have expected him to end up in, at Hilltop. Nova Jinx 75, Alpha treated her daughter terribly in the comics, and I'm hoping that there's a scene where Lydia stands up to her mother for allowing her to be treated so horribly. Yeah, they have to do that. That's one of the most essential parts of the Whisperer story. So they're gonna have to do that. Ronnie comments, for you, what happened between Maggie and Michonne and the X-Scars? I think they may be related. You are right. In terms of what I think, I am planning to do a standalone video on that. I have to think about it. I just want to get this half of the season dealt with and done, and then I'll kind of think about that. I have a few videos coming up related to that. So I have one talking just about Maggie, what happened to her, where is she, when she's going to come back, my predictions, and some news we've heard and things like that. The other is on the kind of tension between Hilltop and Alexandria and Maggie and Michonne, and what happened between them during the time jump. That's another video that's going to be coming up during the break that we have after tonight's episode. The third one is on the scars, my predictions on what the scars are. If they don't reveal it tonight, I'll post it. If they do, then there's no point in me doing those videos. But those 3 videos I have lined up for the next couple weeks when we're in the off season, during the break basically. So it's coming. Stay tuned. Nova Jinx 75. I wonder if Rod and Justin being killed by Oceanside affected what happened between Michonne and Maggie. I think it had a lot to do with it. And yeah, I'll discuss that more in detail during my standalone video. Also, I still want to know what happened to them. The suspense is killing me. I don't think we'll get that tonight. I think we'll see it in the next half, if they reveal it in season 9 at all. But yeah, the suspense is good. I like it. I don't want them to just reveal it. I want them to build it up. Dr. Soso, if you had to make a prediction, when do you think the big deaths I think you mean border scene will come? The finale of season 9 probably. Ronnie Thomas, and Carol, who she should fight against the Whisperers. I don't think there will be someone that's going to fight Carol exclusively. I think for Michonne and Daryl, they will be fighting characters from the Whisperers side exclusively. It'll be like this person versus that person, much like we had for All Out War, Negan versus Rick. I think we will have a similar thing during the Whisper conflict. We will have Michonne versus Alpha. It'll be advertised like that, and I think similar to that, it'll be Daryl versus Beta. But I don't think they will do something like that with Carol. There's no more characters left at the Whisper site for them to be able to do that. Dr. Soso, I wonder if Henry and Lydia will get it on in the show. What do you think? I think so. They are hinting at it. I mean, Henry is taking Carl's comic arc story, right? So it's coming. They have to do it if they're gonna give Henry the comic arc or give Henry Carl's comic arc or comic story. Nova Jinx 75. Dr. Soso, do you mean like a sex scene between Henry and Lydia? Yeah, that's exactly what Dr. Soso means. Dr. Soso, yes, LOL, it's a joke, really, because I know they'll never show it. Yeah, I don't think they'll show it. They might, like, they're gonna do the same thing. Like what happened with Rick and Michonne in bed, like when we saw them, it'll be a similar type of thing. Ronnie Thomas, I think Rick's death triggered Michonne and she blames Maggie, but not Daryl, I think. Yeah, I think what happened with Oceanside, what happened to Rick, those are all combinations of things that affected the relationship between Alexandria and Hilltop and created this conflict between the two communities. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. What happened with Rick. Nova Jinx 75, I'm pretty sure Matt Lentz Henry is 17 years old and Lydia's actress is 18. So I don't know. Just wait until Matt Lentz turns 18, then all bets are off. LOL. I mean, yeah, they could show leading up to it or after the fact. They don't need to really show them in the act. Not that they would anyway, because it's The Walking Dead and they don't really show those stuff anyway. But yeah. Edge Whitey Abbott, I wonder if they'll do this. Episode 15, someone will mention Oceanside were exiled. That's a great prediction. I never thought of that, but that's a great prediction. I kind of did talk about it when I said they had to leave, but I didn't really say it in those words. They were exiled. But I like your thoughts. I like that prediction. It's pretty much what I said, but you worded it a lot better than I did. Then in episode 16, one of the heads and the pikes is Beatrice or Cindy. Yeah, I think that might happen. That might be what they're planning. Daily Dead Nation, hey Ash, do you check out the opening minutes for the episode where we see the Whisperer slowly turn its head and face Daryl and the others? It was terrifying. Yeah, it was creepy as hell, and I did see it. Yeah, and I did a breakdown of the intro scene on the channel as well. But it's filled with spoilers from the comics because there was no way I was going to break that down without talking about comic storylines and stuff that happens in the comics. So it has a lot of comic spoilers in there. At this point, I don't think it makes sense to go back to that and talk about it in a less spoilery fashion because the episode is tonight, but I could have done that. I should have done that. I just remembered. But the thing is, there's really nothing you can say about the opening without talking about the spoilers. Like, other than the spoiler aspect of it from the comics, nothing is there to talk about. You know what I mean? Dr. Sosa, I wish this was on HBO, LOL. Yeah, it would have been different for sure. Nova Jinx 75, I don't think Cindy will be involved in the lineup, but Beatrice and Rachel could possibly meet their fates. Yeah, I think they might end up having Cindy not be a part of that, and in my predictions, I did say they might put her in there, but I don't know. It's difficult to say at this point. AJ Whitey Abbott, I think at the end of the season, Michonne and the others will head to the community Maggie's at. Then in season 10, we'll try and talk Georgie into fighting with themselves against the Whisperers. No, I don't think so. It's too early for the Commonwealth. I think they're not going to do that in season 10. Season 10 first half is the Whisperer conflict. So, and the remainder of this season is them building up the threat. So, I think the Commonwealth is most likely going to show up close to the second half of the season in season 10. Nova Jinx 75, it also seems like Daryl's dog will attract the Walker Whisperers to them because Daryl trained him to bark when he spots a walker. Yeah, I think they might end up doing something like that, but the thing is, the dog is a tracker for Daryl, right? So Daryl has trained it to be quiet when it needs to be quiet as well. So I think it's more realistic that it wouldn't just bark all the time, because then there's no point in having a dog, because it's always going to be a problem for you. Daily Dead Nation, I remember a movie idol said he's starting to feel sick about the Whisperers. The build-up and suspense is that strong. Yeah, they've done an absolutely amazing job with building up the intensity, suspense, and the threat of the Whisperers before we even see any Whisperer, like, revealed, to us. So I think they've been doing an amazing job on that. Daily Dead Nation, I understand how he feels. I feel really uncomfortable, man. Yeah, absolutely. just hearing, like in tonight's episode, in the trailer, what we saw was a whisper, where a walker, or a whisper, I mean, saying, keep them together. That just gave me chills the first time I heard it. It was that intense. Dr. Soso, I hope you keep reviewing shows on YouTube. You're good at it. I used to watch your boy Psycho, but he completely stopped doing reviews, breakdowns, etc. Yeah, I'll continue doing Walking Dead stuff. I will definitely be adding more stuff to the channel as we go on. Maybe in 2019, maybe 2020. But the base of the channel will always be Walking Dead. But I will be adding on more stuff as well. And yeah, your boy Psycho was a great YouTuber, but he kind of transitioned into gaming for his channel. But yeah. Moist Gummy Bears. Is there anywhere to watch this live online? Probably, but you probably won't see it anytime soon. I think maybe 2 hours, 3 hours after the episode actually airs is when you'll start seeing live stream links for it, but I don't think you'll see it before then. Dr. Soso, plus you're better than 99% of these Walking Dead review channels. Thank you, I appreciate it. Noah Jinx 75, also I think Cindy has a lot of potential as she's in the youngest leaders at 25 years old this time in the Walking Dead universe. If she's still alive, that is. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing, yeah. Mammals Made Sandwich, I hope we see Negan escape. I think we might in tonight's episode. Daily Death Nation, huge well done to Angela Kangman. Honestly, 7 great episodes in a row. Everyone has worked so hard this season. Yeah, I mean, this season's been great. It's my favorite. It's been my favorite seasons ever since season 6. Like season 6 was great. That's my favorite season. And 7 and 8 were a thumbs down from me. Season 9 is slowly going back to the roots of why I fell in love with this show. And I would say overall, season 6 is my favorite. Maybe season 4 and season 9 are close as to being my second favorite. Of course, we have to see the second half play out because right now it's a little unbalanced or favorable towards season 4 because we have the entire season 4 and only half of season 9, almost half. So yeah, but it's pretty close. If they continue with this pace and this greatness of episodes for the next half, I would say it's easily going to beat season 4 for me. Season 5 is pretty good as well. Season 5, 4, and 9. These are pretty close as being my favorites in the second spot. AJ YT Abbott. This is a tad bit off task, but what's your favorite episode of The Walking Dead? What comes after? Killed it for me, so it's my favorite. Favorite episode of The Walking Dead has to be season 6, episode 9. No Way Out. That's my favorite episode. Rick's final episode is also pretty good. It's in my top 10 for sure. That's what comes after. That's the one you mentioned. Mammals Made Sandwich. Tonight's episode will most likely feature issue 131 to 133. I don't remember the issue numbers off the top of my head in terms of the story in the issue, but I think it's this issue, or not issue, this episode is going to end with the reveal about what the Whispers are. And maybe not really a reveal about any of the characters, but just about what the Whispers are. I think that's going to be the end of the episode. Nova Jinx 75, I feel much better about Angela Kang running the show than Scott Gimple because he done effed up with season 7 and 8. Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. We have to not only remember the good things Scott Gimple gave us, this crazy great episodes and storylines that we had that were sometimes even remixes of the story in the comics. So we got to remember that he did give us some great episodes, some great storylines. Also, we got to respect his artistic decisions as well. But at the same time, yeah, some decisions I don't agree with. I don't think that it fit the story and the show and where fans, not only fans, but where the story should have gone. So I do agree with you, but at the same time, we have to not be biased completely. Like, Scott Gimple did give us some great stuff. We have to, or let's not forget that. Daily Detonation, I agree, Ash. Season 6 is my favorite also. I love everything with the Walker herd in the first half and Negan's introduction in the second half. Yeah, minus the cliffhanger. Season 6 cliffhanger was the only thing that kind of goes down or makes that season go down a few points for me. But still, it's my favorite season. Nova Jinx 75. Something I think is funny is how people complain about too many characters are staying there, or too little characters now they're either dead or their fate is unknown. I'm the irony, lol. Yeah, there's a lot of characters after the time jump that we just don't know what happened to them. TWD no Commando. I have no idea what that says. I don't think that's English. Yeah, I don't think that's English. Sorry. I can't read that. Mamos Mayo Sandwich, what do you think episode 9 will feature? I think it'll be the reveal about maybe one or maybe two of the whispers. And building up the threat even more. And maybe even more transparent about the threat after this episode. Daily Detonation, honestly, today I was thinking about Carl, thinking about how different I would feel if he was still alive at this point in the time. Yeah, or at this point in time. Yeah, absolutely. If Carl was still alive right now, you know the discussion we would be having right now? We would talk about, will Carl meet Lydia tonight? That would have been what we were talking about. But of course, that's not, because Carl is not around, and they're remixing a little bit of Henry's story, even though it's closely following Carl's comic arc. AJYT Abbott, I have my Whispers into Screams comic right there, ready to compare to tonight's episode. That's actually a good idea. I would have done that if I wasn't reacting. But, yeah, I just can't, do both at the same time. That's just me. Because I would have to pause and look and all of that, so. Giuseppe DeRosa, hey Ash, hey, how are you? Glad you could join. Nova Jinx 75, Season 6 finale really hurt Season 7 in the long run. Absolutely. Giuseppe DeRosa, it doesn't even feel like a mid-season finale. Yeah, it came a little early. I can't believe we're like 7 weeks into this season. I can't believe it. Mamos Brain Sandwich, tonight's episode is the end of the new beginning and the start of the Whispers into Scream. Yeah, think about it. We had 2 new beginnings. One at the start of the season and one after Rick disappeared. So we really had 2 mini new beginning story arcs for the TV show, which is cool if you think about it. One was, of course, longer than the other. The first one was only a year. The second one was 6 years. So the second one was really the direct adaptation, in my opinion, of the new beginning from the comics. The first one was a mini version of it. AJYT Abbott, and you write whatever that guy wrote, ve transmitier, something like that, and you say it means go translation. So I'm confused, lol. Yeah, I don't know what the guy meant. Props to you for actually putting that in a translator and translating it, because I wasn't going to do that. Nova Jinx 75, Season 5 would have been, or would have to be my favorite because of the action, dialogue, and the show of the story, in my opinion, flowed very well. Yeah, Season 5, I think the second half of Season 5 was stronger than the first half. And I think the slowness of the first half is what separates season 5 for me from another season that I think is great, like season 4 or maybe season 9. Like comparing season 9's first half to season 5's first half, I like season 9's first half a lot more. But yeah, overall, season 5 had great dialogue, great action, great story. So I agree with you there. Giuseppe De Rosa, Nova season 7 episode 1 got the most viewers ever, 17 million. It's just season 7 was slow as heck. Yeah, and you know what? The views might have been high for the first episode, but most people bailed out after that point. And they're like, screw this, I'm out. I just wanted to see who got killed. You know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, and a little boring. I think saying that season 7 was a little boring is an understatement. Noah Jinx 75, also Carol blowing up Terminus is a moment to never be forgotten in No Sanctuary. Absolutely. That's my favorite scene in the entire series. Not episode, but single favorite moment in the entire series. And it's not number 1, but it's very close. Giuseppe De Rosa, hey Ash, if you ever need a moderator, I got you. Yeah, I have 2 moderators on the channel, but yeah, I'll make you a mod as well, because I know you. You've been around for a while. So here you go. You are a moderator now. But yeah, we have 3 moderators right now. I think that's good for now, but in the long run, when we get more people on the channel and the subscribers increase, we'll definitely I'll be looking for more moderators for sure. AJ Whitey Abbott, they should have killed Abraham on screen in season 6 finale and then shock fans by killing Glenn in the season 7 premiere. The thing is, I disagree with the double death. I think it should have been only 1 single death. And why? Because I think one of them would always overshadow the other. Like for Abraham and Glenn. Glenn's death overshadowed Abraham's death. No matter how they do it. If they do it like you said, it would still work the same way. You know, we would have been talking about Abraham's death for like 3 months, right? But then once Glenn died, once he got that death in the premiere, then we would completely forget about Abraham's death. We would continuously just talk about Glenn. And every time we talk about avenging the deaths that Negan caused, we would immediately go to Glenn first. You know what I mean? Because that was so emotional, so impactful that it overshadows Abraham's death. So I think it would have worked the same way, no matter how you do it. And because of that, I was always against the double death. Mamos made a sandwich. Do you think Negan... Alright, do you think the Negan versus Beta fight will be in Season 10 during the Whisper War? Yeah, I think so. I think Beta will most likely be get introduced closer to the end of the season. And, you know, Season 10 is when we're going to see the showdown between those two. Giuseppe De Rosa, thanks Ash, no problem. Giuseppe De Rosa, just let you know when you want me to do something. The thing is, with being a mod, just continuously monitor the questions and the comments. And if you see a spoiler or an inappropriate comment, just flag it. And, you know, I'll be super careful reading it because it might contain spoilers, right? So that's probably what you can do. Just moderate and not hide, but hold comments for review if you see it's spoilery, if it contains spoilers, and we're not talking about comic spoilers. We don't want that either, but let's not flag them for comic spoilers. Let's just do it for spoilers from the show, like leaked information, and also inappropriate comments for sure. AJ Whitey Abbott, the thing was, and I appreciate it, thank you. AJ Whitey Abbott, the thing was people wanted to see who was killed, and once they did, lots of fans were pissed. Then more fans were pissed when they killed Glenn off. Then we had the Slow Kingdom and Sanctuary episodes. Yeah, the structure of Season 7 was definitely a big part of why that season sucked. Or was underwhelming and disappointing. Let's not say sucked, okay? We are 45 minutes in. I do want to talk a little bit about the video suggestion series thing, but I'll give it 10 more minutes because I started late. So when did I start? Let me think. I started, I think, at 3:35-ish, if I'm not wrong. So we'll go for 10 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A, and then I'll talk about what I want to talk about, and then we'll go maybe for a few more minutes, and that'll be the end. AJYT Abbott, people liked Abraham, but people loved Glenn. Absolutely. Giuseppe De Rosa, alright, I will, Ash. No spoilers. Thank you, I appreciate it. AJYT Abbott, do you think Alexandria will finally fall in Season 10? I think whichever community falls, and it probably will if they're going with comic stuff, but whichever community it is, it could be the kingdom. Whichever community, Hilltop Kingdom, Alexandria, whatever, I think they'll rebuild it again. So I don't think it'll, in the long run, be just destroyed. You know what I mean? NovaJink75, Ash, what do you think? The Walking Dead is showing flashbacks to when Simon and the Saviors were massacred, the men on Cindy's mother at Oceanside Original Settlement. I think if they wanted to do that, they would have done that in Season 8. They didn't do that, so I don't think they'll ever do that. It would be cool, but I don't think at this point it makes sense for them to do that. Mammals Me a Sandwich, are you going to break down Season 9's second half trailer? If they release it, yes. Probably tomorrow, but yeah. Giuseppe De Rosa, do you like the council idea? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. That's what it's all about, evolving and actually moving more and more towards a civilization and an actual sense of the closest thing you can have to the real world in this new world. You know what I mean? AJYT Abbott, I almost dislike Season 7 more than Season 2, and Season 2 was very, very boring. I think the worst seasons are, at this point for me, Season 7 first, then Season 2, then Season 8, and yeah. AJYT Abbott, it's hard to believe we're almost been in Alexandria for 5 seasons. This almost half the series. That's almost half the series. Yeah. It feels like a completely different show at this point from what we started with. Like, for example, and I'm talking about non-comic readers, such as myself, originally starting to watch Walking Dead for people that were not Walking Dead comic readers, which was me. When I saw the first episode, let's say this. When I started watching Walking Dead, let's say I start the first episode, I watch the first episode, and I haven't read the comics at that point. And let's say after that, I watched this episode of, let's say the last episode that we had. I would not recognize the show. I wouldn't even think it's the same show anymore. You know what I mean? It's changed so much. NoahJink75, this is a question for Ash and the chat. If you had to choose, would you rather live at Hilltop or Alexandria based on their conditions? Hilltop. Come on. Hilltop is doing pretty well. It doesn't have a leader at this point, and that makes it vulnerable. Let's just put that out there. Hilltop is very, very vulnerable at this point, which makes it very, very likely that they're going to stick with comic material and have the Hilltop fall. But I'm just saying. But based on just the conditions alone, Hilltop all the way. But because it's vulnerable, I would rather be in a community that's a little less, or doing a little less, or not doing as well, but at the same time, it has sort of a strong leader and strong leadership, because we know they have a council. So, yeah. Giuseppe De Rosa, I think the Walking Dead show will end on a cliffhanger and officially end on a movie. They could do that, but the thing is, they would never stop the show. It's going to continue going. They're going to milk it, for sure. AJYT Abbott, we haven't seen a council since Season 4 at the prison. Yeah, you're right. AJYT, or I just read that. Giuseppe De Rosa, the only way the show can end on a satisfying end is if they reunite with Rick. Yeah, that would be pretty cool of an end. Giuseppe De Rosa, how many seasons will the show go on for? I think we are still going to have 2 or 3 more seasons that are solid. Like, as solid as season 9, maybe close to season 6, maybe somewhere between season 8 and season 7, where it's back and forth between being great and being okay and being terrible. But after that point on, I think after 3 seasons, if things don't make it drastic, or if they don't make any drastic changes or different, if they don't change things drastically, then that's going to be the end of solid enough seasons for us to continue watching. But it'll still go on for after that, I think. Giuseppe De Rosa, the Whisperer story has a different feel. Yeah, absolutely. It's darker, grittier, and just more creepy all around. Noah75, Alexandria seems to be more hostile to other communities, whereas Hilltop is more friendly and will combat threats or when needed instead of shutting people out. I think that's what that's what it used to be like. We don't know what it is right now. They might have it so that Hilltop is more hostile. We don't know that. We don't know what kind of community, what kind of defensive mechanism or defensive strategy Hilltop has. AJYT Abbott, season 1 was filled with such creepy imagery like the bicycle girl, the bodies in the hospital, Morgan's wife grabbing the doorknob, and more. Now with the Whisperers, we're coming back to that. Yeah, I think we're getting very close to that feel with the Whisperers arc. Mammals May Sandwich, the best season in season 7 was 1, 4, 7, 8, 5, 16, 5, 8, 15, 16 in my opinion. Season 7, if I remember correctly, episode 1, absolutely. Episode 4 with Negan coming to Alexandria, yes. Season 7 with Carl, I think, going to the sanctuary, yes, I would agree. See, episode 8 with Spencer's death, I think, absolutely agree. Season 7, episode 15. What was season 7, episode 15? I don't even remember, but yeah, I kind of agree. Whatever it was the lead up to the finale, and I think I liked that episode. And episode 16, yeah, I agree with that too. With the double twist, with the scavengers. Or the trash community. Giuseppe De Rosa, I want the show to bring back the horror feel from season 1 and 4. Yeah, absolutely, and I think they will with the Whisperer story arc. Giuseppe De Rosa, you should make a video on the worst Walking Dead videos. I thought you mean, or you were going to say episodes. What do you mean videos? Like other YouTubers? I don't want to get into drama, so I would stay away from that. Giuseppe De Rosa, that Eugene episode from season 7 was awful. Yeah. I don't know which episode was it. Eugene. Yeah, when Eugene was at the sanctuary, yeah, it was one of the episodes of the season. Noah Jink 75, I wonder where the Whisperers originated and how they made their way so close to Hilltop and then eventually Alexandria. I think it's the other way around. I think the survivors slowly moved into the territories of the Whisperers by expanding. I don't think the Whisperers came close to their communities. I might be completely off about that. Giuseppe De Rosa, I mean episodes. Okay, so worst Walking Dead episodes, it's probably coming because if you don't know, during the off season, what we have Thursdays is what's called Throwback Thursdays. So what I'm doing is top 10s. So top 10 best issues of Walking Dead, best volumes of Walking Dead, best storylines, best episodes of the TV show, worst episodes, best characters, things like that. So that's part of the Throwback Thursdays or Thursday series for off season. So I'm definitely doing that. Giuseppe Da Rosa. LOL. Mammals May Sandwich. The only thing I hated about season 8 was Carl's death. Carl's death was one of the things I hated about season 8. But not the only thing. Nova Jink 75. I'm glad that Rosita punched Eugene in season 8's finale for the shit he did in season 7 and season 8. Especially the scene he had with Rosita and Daryl over who was responsible for the war. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was satisfying, yeah. AJ Whitey Abbott, if whatever happened during the time skip affected Maggie as much as it did Michonne, Hilltop was most likely hostile. Yeah, I agree with that. Alright, let me just talk a little bit about what I was going to talk about with the suggested videos before we get into this more. So, my plan was for the suggested videos to work like this, where I have, during the Friday night live streams that we have, I will basically wait for people to ask questions and for me to answer questions. And then at the end, I would look at the people that participated, ask at least one question, and were subscribers. And what I would do is put your name in a hat and draw a name. And if you win, then I would let you know, and you would have 24 hours to suggest a video for the upcoming week. And it's like a video topic, not me reviewing or reacting to something. But I found that on YouTube, it's crazy how things have changed on YouTube and what they're doing on YouTube, but you can't send private messages to people for whatever reason, and you can't see the entire list of your subscribers because it says I have like, what, 2,500 subscribers, and I can only see 1,500 names. So there's like 1,000, almost 1,000 names that are just not there. So I didn't think it was fair because you could be subscribers, but I just couldn't see you. So I thought to deal with this, and also I can't send you a message to let you know that you win. So the thing is, I changed it a little bit so that now what happens is it works the same way, but you have to just have at least one question asked in the live stream, Friday live streams. So you don't actually have to be a subscriber. It would be great. You would be supporting the channel, but you don't have to. It's not one of the conditions for you to participate. So if you ask at least one question, then your name will automatically go to the draw. And then if I pull your name, then what I'm going to do is, instead of sending private messages, I basically do a quick video, maybe a minute video, where I talk about the winner, basically announce the winner. And then after that point, then you have 24 hours to suggest a video. So that way, you know, if you don't do it within the 24 hours, I'll just move to the next person, draw the next name from the list. So what I'm going to do is, to make it easier for you guys, I'm going to put all of these suggested video winner quick videos on a playlist called Suggested Video Winners, so that you can basically look out for that video after the Friday night live streams. If you participate, look out for that video in that playlist, because it's probably going to be there. I'm going to announce the winner there. And then after that point, you have 24 hours. So I think that might be a better way to do it. Let's try that out, see how it goes. I announced the winner of last Friday, or like 2 days, or was it? Yeah, 2 days ago. On Friday night, the live stream that we had. I announced the winner, but they haven't suggested anything. I don't think they've even seen the video. But the thing is, if we want to stick with this format, I just got to power through it. We just have to follow it. And if you don't see it, then it's too bad, I guess. I hate that, but there's nothing I can do. I don't want to be, you know, going after people to suggest videos. So because of that, I will do another one probably tomorrow. So tomorrow I will do another quick video about the next winner. So I'll do another draw and pick another name from the list. And this is from last time's Q&A, which was Friday nights. So whoever participated there. Our suggested video challenge is just for the Friday night live streams. So I will do that. And if you participated in Friday night's live stream, stay tuned for that video in that playlist, suggested video winners. And, you know, your name might be on there. You know, I watch the video, it'll be pretty quick, and then I'll tell you who the winner is. And yeah, we'll just try it out, see what happens. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Let's jump back into the questions for a few minutes, and then it'll be the end of the stream here. AJYT Abbott, it's like Rosita was punching Eugene for all those fans that wanted to themselves. Yeah, absolutely. Mammo's May Sandwich, what if pirates came during the time jump? Pirates? Sure, whatever. If it works, if it makes sense. Giuseppe De Rosa, Eugene still did some betraying shit, but I guess after he saved them all, he's all good. Yeah, he's all good now. Noah Jenk 75, I want to see how Tara will react to Michonne because maybe she possibly saw the tension between Michonne and Maggie before Maggie left. Yeah, I think they'll explore that more during the second half. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if you did suggested videos on the live stream? That's what I do on the live stream, Friday night live streams. I don't announce it there, but I do it there. But the thing, yeah, maybe that would be cool, or that would work, for me to just draw the name right there during the live stream. I could do a quick video on it as well, so I might do that as well. Let's try that for next week. This week, of course, it's done. Let's do it for next week. Giuseppe De Rosa, you can choose someone here. Yeah, I'll try that starting next week. Giuseppe De Rosa, how has Tara not died yet? She might soon. Giuseppe De Rosa, I don't hate her character, but she literally has nothing to do. Absolutely. I don't think it makes sense for her to be a leader. I just don't see it. Mammo's Main Sandwich, I hope Tara gets her head on a pike instead of Rosita. I think they both might. Nova Jink 75, they might greet each other gracefully, but might have a heated exchange over the tension between Hilltop and Alexandria. Yeah. I don't think they went to war with each other, but I do think that there was definitely conflict. Giuseppe De Rosa, you can announce the winners at the end of the live streams. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll also do quick videos, but I'll also announce it at the end. But it's for Friday night live streams. I might change that up to the Sunday live streams, but for now, I'll just stick with the Friday night. Giuseppe De Rosa, please don't make her leader of Hilltop. Yeah, please. I mean, especially with what might happen tonight, and I don't want to spoil it for those of you that don't know, but especially with what might happen tonight, then we might be seeing a scenario where Hilltop might completely change in the structure of the community because Maggie's not there. And I'm not just talking about the leader, but just generally what the Hilltop is all about and what they do and how they, or what their model is, motto is, and what they do to survive. Giuseppe De Rosa, I would rather have Enid. Tara makes more sense than Enid. Come on. But it still doesn't make sense for Tara to be leader. AJYT Abbott, Alden could lead too, maybe? No. I think that'll be a middle finger to Glenn in a way, because as cool and as reasonable as Alden is as a savior, at the end of the day, he's still a savior. You know what I mean? Noah Jinx 75, isn't Enid supposed to be the comic Sophia? I think that's what they're going with. Giuseppe De Rosa, Alden could do it. I'm totally okay with that. I'm not okay with it. I mean, yeah. Alright. We'll go for 5 more minutes of rapid fire Q&A. We are an hour and 5 minutes in. This might be one of the longest Q&A live streams I've had, but yeah, let's go for 5 more minutes. Mama's Brain Sandwich in season 9 episode 5 where Rick was walking in the dead bodies. Eugenia and Rosita were holding hands. A lot of people were talking about it. Yeah, I did a video on that too. I think that's a hint or an Easter egg or foreshadowing, whatever you want to say. NovaJink75, I wonder if Alden will ever have a love interest. It might sound weird, but I'm just not thinking about it. Yeah, they might be going with Alden and Maggie, but I don't think that works, and that's just me. AJ Abbott, do you think Henry and Enid could have an interaction before Lydia arrives? I think they will in tonight's episode, most likely. Giuseppe De Rosa, who's going to, or what's going to happen in season 11 and 12, lol. Well, what's going to happen in season 11 is Rick is going to come back, and Negan is going to be leading at that time, and what Rick is going to do, he's going to go to war with them, and he's going to destroy Negan and regain leadership. Giuseppe De Rosa, and I was just kidding, by the way, for those of you that didn't notice. Giuseppe De Rosa, they should have departed, or they should just depart from the comics. I don't think so. I think they should just remix storylines just like they've been doing before. But I don't think they should completely depart. Giuseppe De Rosa, Angela Kang would make great stories. Yeah, I have faith in Angela Kang. It's just, I like the stories that's coming up for the comics, so let's not change them completely. Mammo's Brain Sandwich, do you think we will see Negan in his leather jacket in episode 9? Episode 9, maybe, but not in episode 8. I don't even know where he would get that jacket from. I don't think they still have his leather jacket. So he might find a leather jacket, not the same leather jacket. But yeah, it's probably going to be in season 9, episode 9. Not episode 8, not in tonight's episode. AJ Abbott, yeah, Alden and Maggie would, like Ash said, be like giving Glenn the finger. Yeah. Or just Alden leading Hilltop. That would kind of be the same thing. Or work the same way. Giuseppe De Rosa, I want to see Negan be Negan again. I don't want to see that. I mean, I want to see a different type of Negan now. We've seen the crazy, ruthless, dark Negan. I don't think we need to go back to that. It'll be repetitive in a way. NovaJink75, Henry and Enid doesn't seem like a good idea, as I don't think they'll even met each other, less said a word to each other. They might have during the time jump, you don't know that. Mammo's Brain Sandwich, what do you think they did with his leather jacket? I'm just thinking. Yeah, he did have his leather jacket when he was stabbed, when he had his throat slit. So he did have it. I think they might be keeping both Lucille and the leather jacket somewhere in like a closet somewhere. They might. But it's also possible that they would have just left it. But the thing is, he was wearing the jacket, right? So when they brought him to help him with the slit throat, they probably took the jacket off, and it could probably be sitting somewhere at Alexandria. But Lucille, I don't know about Lucille. I mean, if we're to believe what Michonne said, it's still out there. But I don't know what happened to it. Honestly, there's no way to know. It's either at Alexandria or it's gone completely. AJ Abbott, I think once Negan gets out, he'll immediately start looking for Lucille. Yeah, I think he might go back. I think this is what we might see. Once he gets out, he might travel to where the tree was when he had his throat slit. And he might look for Lucille there. And who knows, we might see it there, but chances are it's not going to be there. Giuseppe De Rosa versus Lucille. That's a very good question. I have no idea. Either Alexandria in the field where Negan had his slit throat, or who knows? Maybe they destroyed it. Who knows? Nova Jinx 75. I want to know how Alden ended up with the Saviors anyway, because he turned on them in season 8 when they attacked Hilltop. Yeah, Alden is an interesting savior. If there's any savior that I want a backstory for, it's Alden. Giuseppe De Rosa, they should have made the war like Black Hawk Down. LOL. Mammo's Space Sandwich, how far is the tree from the communities? I don't think it's that far. Maybe it is, but I don't think so. I think it's within traveling distance by foot. Maybe a few days of walking, maybe. So that means that he would have to camp in the woods along the way, which kind of works because he had to do a similar thing in the comics when he got out. AJ Whitey Abbott, it'll be interesting if the Whisperers had Lucille, but chances are very slim. Yeah, I don't think that's... It would be interesting, but I don't think it'll happen. Giuseppe De Rosa, where is Oceanside? We talked about that earlier on in the stream, and I have a standalone video on it, but I think they were exiled because of what they did with the Saviors, and I think they might be dead at this point. And I think how they died is probably connected to the introduction of the new villains. We are an hour and 12 minutes in. I already gone like a few minutes later than I said I was going to. So that'll probably be the end of the stream. It was a very good stream. One of the best ones we've had in a long time. But yeah, I got to work on some stuff before tonight's episode. And yeah. So I'll do, maybe next question will be the last question. How about that? And if no one asks a question in the next 1 minute, I'll just end it. AJYT Abbott. Okay, I have to go. Very excited. Let's hope the spoiler you heard is wrong. Yeah, let's hope so. I don't think it is. It's very slim. Chances are slim that that's not right. But yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? It's spoiled for me and many others probably. Since that wasn't really a question, we'll go for another question. Mammo's made a sandwich, eating McDonald's, and watching The Walking Dead. That's a pretty chill day, a way to end the weekend, right? Alright, if no one asks a question, I'll just end it. Nova Jinx 75, see you after tonight's episode. Yeah, see you. Thank you for joining. Alright, that's it. That's probably it. Thank you everyone for joining and asking questions and supporting the channel. For those of you who have continuously supported the channel, I appreciate it. I will see you all very, very soon. But stay tuned for my reaction tonight. And then probably tomorrow, if they do have a trailer for the next episode, I might do a breakdown of that. Of course, my review will be up on Monday as well. And after that, we'll kind of have a week of me just catching up, because there's a few videos that I do want to do. So next week will be just me catching up on some videos. I'll be releasing some videos like the one I just mentioned earlier on in the stream. And then after that, we'll jump into the schedule for the off season. For those of you that don't know, we have a upload schedule for the channel during the on season and the off season, when Walking Dead or Fear is on and when it's not on. So starting next week, what I'll do is jump into the schedule for the off season. You can check the schedule by going to the Twitter, going to Twitter for the channel. Link is in the description, or Facebook, same thing, link in the description. And I will have the schedule there. So this week, it'll be just me catching up with videos, doing a review, doing a breakdown if they do release a trailer for the next half or the next episode. And also, just catching up on the videos, putting out the videos. And next week, we'll jump into the off-season schedule. That's it for this live stream. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you soon.